This chocolate cake is the easiest cake in the world. The cocoa, the flour, the sugar, the salt, baking soda and baking powder are gonna go straight into the bowl. And then with the mixer running low, we're going to stream in the wet ingredients. Now in this instance, people would say to me, Chef, there's no butter in this cake. Well, that is correct. Why is there no butter in this cake? Because this is an oil-based cake. And that'll help keep it moist as well. So it has no butter. So basically, we're gonna start this mixer running, low, medium speed, and we're just gonna gently pour in our liquid ingredients. We're gonna start with our oil. And we have 2 eggs. With a cup of milk with a couple of tablespoons of vanilla. Now one thing that would happen with this cake is people come to me and say, this looks too wet, it looks too watery. This is a very, very moist cake. I've not added the water yet. You could also put a cup of coffee if you want it with a little kick. Now before I add the water, I'm going to shut it and I'm going to scrape down. As we've done before in previous lessons with our banana breads, our pound cakes, and our coffee cakes to make sure we got all that stuff that's sticking to the bottom. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to put this back down, lock my mixer, and I'm going to stream in my water. And you'll notice when this is done how much wetter this is. Simply going to run for a few minutes. Notice I've already had my prepared pans. Yeah, I'm home, so I don't have cake rounds. Got my mom's old square pans, which is good. Cake will actually be easier to decorate when we're done. You cook this up for about 30 seconds. I don't want to find all the pictures. That's pretty much it. You'll see the difference after we added the water from the oil. It's nice and loose. This is a very moist cake. Now what you want to avoid doing, a lot of people will just take this, whether they have 2 or 3 pans, they'll take it over and they'll just dump it into their pans. That's not good because we want a level amount in each one. So we're going to take a ladle or a measuring cup or something that's going to give us a level to our greased pans. And we're going to put an equal amount in each. And they're going to go in the oven when we're done for about 25 to 30 minutes. Again, remember I'm cooking at home, so I don't know the difference between these ovens temperature-wise and my ovens at school. So we're going to have a nice 2 or 3 layer cake when we're done. After this, probably a cup in each. Tapping that. And go in one direction when you're pouring. Either go clockwise or go counterclockwise, and stay with that method when you're going. Now this obviously isn't enough for a ladle, so we're going to take something that can measure that out. Maybe a half cup measuring cup, just so we have enough in each one.
don't know, how would you enter that with a constant?
Yeah, just about a half a cup in each one.
I was gonna say,
And we're gonna space these out again. When we're cooking cakes, we're not gonna go on a bottom shelf so the bottom burns on us. We're gonna go on a middle shelf. Rotate them if necessary. Just clean out my bowl here. We got our ooh, it's hot. Redistribute any air bubbles in there. And these are kind of thin, so we'll set the timer for 20 minutes.
Okay.
So you can see when they came out, our toothpick comes out clean, our skewer, touch test, my hands aren't going through it, recessing along the sides so we know they're done. Something vented, by vented I mean where there's airflow underneath. We don't want to take them out now because it'll crumble in our hands, so we'll let them sit about a half an hour. Then we could unmold these. Tomorrow we'll see what they look like when they're decorated. Today we're going to finish frosting the cake, and we're going to want to take a little bit of that. We made fresh whipped cream, a little bit of sugar and vanilla on the bottom. The reason we put that on the bottom, so when we put our cake down and we're starting to decorate it, it doesn't move all over the place on us. So remember, we ended up with 3 of these. We're going to use 2 of them. The other one we're going to use for a death by chocolate. And then, as I said, if our cream got a little thick, we could take a little of that whipped cream in here, just to thin it out, smooth it out a little bit, make it nice and smooth. And this is going to go right in the middle. Any extra here, I'm making a death by chocolate with the other one, so we can't really go wrong there. So. Now we're going to go a little bit from the edge. Why? Because when we put that top layer down, it's going to press down, and the weight and the gravity is going to force that to the outside. So our next layer, and we're going to go nice and on top. And as you see, we get that the cream comes to the edges there. We have a nice square cake, and we're ready to frost. Now, unlike buttercream, whipped cream is usually a lot more forgiving, a lot more flavorful too, in my opinion, and a lot easier to spread. So we always start with some on the top, and a big problem that people make is they use too much pressure. You just need a little side-to-side pressure, very gently, right to the edge. So what are we going to do with this cake, you ask? Well, I am kind of glad you asked, because today we have lovely Victoria's birthday, who's now 20, no longer a teenager, which is amazing for me being 35 and having a 20-year-old, but things happen, you know. So we are going side to side. Now I don't have my palette or my offset spatula, but I'm using a pie server. So what I'm going to do on the sides, just simply invert my hands and kind of go side to side here. So we're going to turn it sideways. Now we're not going to put any writing. I think we're going to put candles on here. A big writing in this house. And a little gentle pressure. So we'll get it nice and level, and then we rotate the other side. So we smooth that out. rotate it. And we'll do the other side. And we do the other side. And that's pretty much it. With whipped cream, it's that simple. Now it's just a question, now if I wanted to rate this or put designs on the side, but we're just going straight smooth. And just to level it off a little bit, gentle pressure. Gentle, we'll just comb it lightly. Keep it nice and level. Now people like fondant and buttercream and they're very colorful. But to me, chocolate and whipped cream together, it's like peanut butter and jelly. You can't beat it. It stood the test of time. Just a little more brushing up here. And here's our cake. So we have our chocolate cake, our pastry cream, fresh whipped cream, which is whips up very quickly, just to smooth off the edges a little bit. And we're basically done.